Is glamorizing the grind a big part of your 2018 business plan that's going to create your best year ever? Well, I'm going to share something with you. For most people, out of the gates, you're setting yourself up for failure immediately. Hey everyone, it is John Cheplak, and I am in a parking lot in Utah. Just did about a 7-hour road trip up here. Be on the road for about 41 days, traveling around, doing work, having a good time, always focused. But one thing we're going to talk about through that 41 days that I'm on the road, I won't be grinding. I will be in the ease of flow. See, here's what's happening is the herd mentality. And I'm going to share with you why everyone is so caught up in the grind, because it's sexy. And you know what? What is sexy is a toxic mimic. It's misleading you. Think about this. If you're in a sales type job, okay, which are what most people that are probably watching this video do, okay? That's what your focus is in sales, okay? Let me ask you this. Is prospecting sexy? No. Is lead follow-up sexy? No. Is objection handling sexy? No. Do I need to continue on? Yet you're falling in the trap of the grind is sexy. It sounds cool. Well, let me tell you some things that are happening. And, I'm going to go a little bit deep. I get asked all the time, do you ever sleep? I get all the sleep that I need to. See, I don't need as much sleep as you because I don't put my energy into the things that suck every bit of what I have in reserve to do productive things. And let's go into that. Number one, do you know the body part that takes up the most amount of energy? It's called the brain. And so here's why people have to grind, because they're not consistent. And that's the point I want to make to you. It is 4 a.m., a little bit after 4 a.m. I'm up here in Utah. Well, it's a weekend. Well, it's the holiday. You should take a day off. Well, and guess what? For all of you that do that, Monday, you got to grind, okay? For all of you that are sitting here thinking, I'm going to start my diet then, and you're going off the rails right now, you're not going to the gym, well, guess what? Monday, you get a grind. Oh, wait a minute. Monday, many of you are going to blow it out on New Year's Eve. And Monday, you're going to be wiped out. So then it's going to get into Tuesday. And then the brain is going to start working again against you. And the brain is going to start taking up energy. And so then all you can do is talk about the grind. You can't even do the grind. I mean, think about this stuff, you guys. Stop the herd mentality. The big why. Well, overwhelm is the number one thing that gets in the way of human beings taking action. Find one thing, the single most important thing. Find that, focus on it, knock it out. Go to the next one. Okay? The big grind. I don't have to grind. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stroll my ass into the gym, and I'm going to do the same old workout I do every single day at 51 years old, and, I'll watch people sprint and grind. And what's happening is a couple of things with the grind is most people that have to grind, they're stuck in guilt because they're behind. You know what? Because they have not stayed consistent on their diet. I got to grind down on my diet, and I've got to, eat bread and water for the next 7 days. I've got to go do some crazy shake diet. I mean, something that's absolutely miserable, okay? A grind, okay? Oh, I'm going to make 5,000 prospecting calls today. Well, you got to grind because you're not consistent. So a couple of things that I want to make really, really clear to you. Number one, just pick one thing, a big old why. It's so commercialized, it's overused, and it's crap. It's absolute crap. The second piece that I want you to look at is abandon the grind. I mean, it's just like marketing. Marketing is so great. I mean, you look at the real estate industry, you're all going to go to seminars this year, one size fits all language, and you're all going to run after the same people. But no one's paying attention. You're going to run after the 5% of the population out there that are actually in what we call the consideration phase. Okay, the consideration phase. If there's 100,000 people in a city, there's only 5,000 of them that are actually thinking of buying or selling. The other 95% are what we call indifferent. Study marketing, ladies and gentlemen. Study the demographic of the environment that you're talking to. Meet people where they're at. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk to everyone with the same sales dialogue. We're going to take the 95% that are indifferent and turn them into annoyed. Well, is that off base? No. Look at all the polls. real estate agents are ranked with used car salesmen, okay? So, you know, we're all shooting for this target, and we're saying the same damn thing. You know, it's the herd mentality. But coming back to the grind, everyone's grinding, it's sexy. Well, what's sexy doesn't get results, okay? Again, let me recap. Prospecting is not sexy. Lead follow-up is not sexy. When I sit with big teams, I sit with brokerage firms, and we talk about, where's the money? Where's the money? We want to find the money because we're all in a for-profit business. You know where the money is? The money is in the follow-up. Some of these epic teams, as they're amazing digital marketers, that's the number one thing you need to know, okay? They understand it's almost 2018. But then they dig underneath it and they find out and they say, okay, where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money? It's in lack of follow-up. It's not in the grind. It's in the lack of consistency. See, again, I'm going to walk in the gym. I'm going to go in the place that I do every single day. I'm going to be consistent. I don't have to grind. Many of you, this upcoming week, you're going to have to grind. It's going to be painful. And I hope that if you do step in, you know, that you stay consistent. Because once you stay consistent in things, okay, you never have to grind again. You know, you make the choice. Am I going to go into the grind, which exhausts the brain? Because if you have to grind, there's probably some sense of guilt. There is some sense of stress. And so on top of the fact of the energy you've got to put into your activity, you don't even know the multiple of carbohydrates that are being burned by the brain just thinking about it, just taxing it. And then when we show up to do our job because we're in the grind, we can't even show up as ourselves. We're uncomfortable, okay? See, I'm comfortable at 4 a.m. walking into the gym because it's the same old stupid shit I do every day. Same old boring thing. You know, and I'm going to stand back and watch people grind. And there's going to be a few that are going to say, oh, wait a minute, the ease of flow is a result of consistency. So this is what I want to share with you. If you want to sound really, really cool and you want to brag to everyone about how you grind, here's what I know. I'm just sitting back going, you're not consistent. 99% of people, you're just not consistent, and you're telling everyone you're grinding because you're really telling yourself that, because we all project. I do too, okay? I mean, just do the simple, boring stuff every single day. Stop following the herd. Stop looking for what's sexy and what sounds sexy. Going to the gym isn't sexy. Going to the gym kind of really sucks. I mean, I'd rather be reading a book or going up to Park City here in a minute. But see, I'll get to do those things. And I'll get to stay consistent doing those things. Because I don't have to do the grind. But most importantly, it's because you just wake up every day. You do the next right thing right. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just need to get it going. Okay? And the final thing that I want to share with you, and the reason for me coming at you with a little bit of passion is, you know, this is that time where we look forward, we reflect backwards and say, you know, what happened in 2017? What didn't happen? And a side note here, if you're blaming anyone for what happened in 2017, then you get to look at your 2018 and just have the same result, because, you know, you're just a bumper car in life then. You're a bumper car in life. You can't change a single thing in your life that you blame other people for. But here's what I want to challenge you to do. You've all got big New Year's Eve plans, and then you've got these big New Year's resolutions. You know, maybe some of you believe in, some of you don't, but it's just kind of, that's another one of those sexy things, a New Year's resolution. Let's follow the herd. Okay, well, here's what the herd does too. They blow it out, get loaded on New Year's Eve, and then day one of the New Year is blown out. But then they're going to jump in on Tuesday. And I mean, you guys know the deal. Study consistency. If you're in the real estate industry, you're in the most overtrained industry on the planet. The most overtrained industry on the planet. The training that we've got to come to understand is, what is it that gets in the way of me doing what I want to do, need to do, should do, and know how to do? And part of it is you're following the things that are sexy, but don't get a result. Prospecting gets a result. Lead follow-up gets a result. Okay? Objection handling gets a result. Now, I'm not a big proponent of objection handling because, just a little tip here, I think why fight human nature? Why not handle objections in advance? And so you don't have to get down to that uncomfortable place. I'm not shooting for a target in the work that I do, and I don't suggest for other people in a marketing type job that you shoot for the same target with the same message that everyone else is. See, because, most salespeople are in the same barrel of monkeys. And by the way, we are in the information overload age. And in the information overload age, people don't have to put up with your sales rap anymore. And more importantly, 95% of the audience that you're talking to, that you're trying to market to, they're not even thinking about it. So how can you meet people where they're at? How can you meet people where they're at with your messaging? But that's for a whole other webinar, by the way. I'm doing a webinar again next week. Check my my feed. You'll see that. We did that one last week, and actually I'm doing that webinar by popular demand. I guess, I don't know, people requested I do it again. So focus on consistency. Think about the things that are taking your mind space, because the things that take your mind space, okay, they burn carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are for energy, okay? And guess what? That's the reason you can't be consistent. Okay, it's up and down. It's like sine wave, sine wave, sine wave. So, drink water on New Year's Eve. Go to the gym New Year's Day. Kick ass and have your best year ever. But if I catch you bragging about the grind, 99% of you, I know what's going on. Be consistent. Talk to you later.